Blessings, everyone. I hope you are having a good day today. I hope you are finding yourself in a position where no hate can surround you in the moment. And I really hope that you are connecting with yourself and going outside and being the light towards people that need help in life. To the pure soul, mind, always. Now, I'm going to be talking about some steps you need to learn before you start taking your spiritual path. And then I'm also going to be covering up, some of the bad things and the good effects, because me and myself, I already experienced it, and I'm slowly going through it. I have my ups and downs. I get stuck. But I've been in the process, and at times, like, it can be very, very hard, just in general for me. And being a spiritual person is a blessing, which we are spirits. But when you're taking this path, you're setting yourself for a lot of stuff during your spiritual awakening. And one thing I want to clarify is that it's not always happy if you really think about it. That's what I experienced. You may be different, but it's not always a happy beginning. I meant, it's in the middle. It's kind of like not really a happy beginning or middle. But in the end of the day, I think it's the blessing. So, things you need to learn before you get into a spiritual awakening is you need to understand something. It's not always going to be fun and happy at times, okay? And I'm also going to cover up something. So, in a spiritual awakening, sorry, I don't know why I'm saying that, but in a spiritual awakening, you need to understand you're going to go through some really hard times, especially with negative energy. Now, you're going to start feeling down on yourself. You want to know why? Because you are surrounded by negative energy. It's sort of like the 432 Hertz video I was talking about. So, when you attract yourself to, you have a higher vibration, but you're not going to connect with negative energy. So, when you have a high vibration, you, in the end of the day, are going to have some days where you start feeling low about yourself. You're going to start, feeling depressed. You're going to have some mental illness with yourself. You're going to have all these difficulties with yourself. You're going to feel so lonely to the point you have no one. And that's part of the spiritual awakening. It means you're developing into something, a wonderland. Now, in order for you to have a blessed day with yourself, and something I really experienced a lot, and I consider all of you guys to have a spiritual awakening and a good experience with yourself, that you're setting yourself for a good achievement in your life. But just know that you're gonna have bad times in your life, and that's okay. It's always a blessing in the end of the day. But something I always noticed before you start a negative or a spiritual awakening is that you're gonna have negative energy around you, unless you don't. If you don't, I'm pretty sure you'll have a happy lifestyle. But if you attract yourself to negative energy, because negative energy is everywhere. It's so far, you're going in cities, you're going through, you're passing people, you're transferring energy by shaking hands. So when you transfer your energy towards someone, that person has negative energy around them because you could feel it. You have a high vibration, so you can feel them. So you need to understand something. In the next couple of days, you could be feeling like shit. And the reason you're gonna be starting to feel like shit is because you let negative energy ascend to you. So once once that energy, energy is everywhere. It transfers to you and out. So once that energy ascends to you, it's gonna be putting a lot of pressure on you with, your mental health. It's gonna be putting a lot of issues on you. And for the people that have high vibrations, you need to be, your world is full of, pure light. It's full of this high vibrational state. So it doesn't have, it doesn't want any need for negative energy. It will constantly, it's kind of like someone annoying you, right? This positive energy is being annoyed by this negative energy. It's kind of like someone's being annoyed and can't get rid of it. It's kind of like that, for a fact. So when this energy ascends to you, you might be feeling like shit for the next couple of days because of how annoyed your thinking is, or your positive state of mind, your high vibration. Can you raise it up? It's kind of hard when you go through, it's kind of like the deep soul. When you start going into a really, scary time. And something I learned in spirituality is it can be tough. It can be very tough, and not a lot of people say that in the spiritual community, but I don't know. I can't bash any spiritual people, but I think so. Before I had to cover that up because, just, block out any negative energy that is around you. And I know it can be hard because people walk past you, they have an energy. It's kind of like a fog, like it's like energy fog or something. Like, I don't know how you describe it, but it's like energy is everywhere and it can ascend to you. So you need to find a good amount of, good energy, that a place or a thing, like anything, energy is everywhere. But anyways, so some of the things you need to learn before you start this awakening is, tip number 1, you need to understand something. You need to understand what you're actually going through. Now, you do information, you learn within yourself, you read books about it, because in your experience, it could be a very, very tough situation. And I have to be real with myself because I've experienced it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of these spiritual people, don't always talk about it, but I don't know. But you go through a really, scary time at times, and the reason could be you're sending yourself to a lot of negative attachments. And I don't know if that could be true, but that's my perspective. But in my opinion, spirituality can be very, very scary at times. And that's only if you connect with yourself and who you are with and who you are attracting to. Because if you're attracting to always being around negative energy, you're gonna start, developing a lot of these issues in spirituality for yourself. And you're gonna be wondering, why is this always happening? Because you're constantly being around negative energy, and your higher vibrational state is getting annoyed. So that could be true. I don't know. Number 2, you need to find yourself in a lone position. In spirituality, we need a lot of recharges, okay? We need a lot of, peace with ourselves. We need a lot of alone time. And when you start realizing that you've been alone for this long, when you realize, all this alone time you've done, you're gonna start getting depressed. Okay, that happens. Your mind is, you have this like old self, and then you have your new self. So your old self is always going to be coming back to you and saying like, where are your friends been, like where are them? So it's kind of like two personality disorders with yourself. So when you're in this lone position, you're going to start losing friends for yourself. You're going to start losing people that you used to hang out with. Some of them may stick to you, and the reason could be is because they find a really good attraction to you, and so they realize they're not going to leave you. There's going to be a lot of people leaving you on your side, so you need to understand about spirituality before you actually get into it. Okay? In the end of the day, I think it's a blessing to me. Me personally, I think it's a huge blessing and an honor. Tip number 4. Tip number 3. So the best possible way that is very scary about the awakening is you feel as if the world is turned against you. You as a person can literally feel every single vibration in this whole entire, like, community you're around. You are the only high vibration probably in this city, because people don't really connect with themselves, because spirituality is not really a big thing in most cities, which is sad. But you're gonna really develop a lot of pain in that thing. People are gonna realize that this guy has a high vibration, so how is he gonna manage this? You're gonna have people that are gonna hate on you. You're gonna have people that are gonna think you're crazy. Just know that that's your spirituality. That's your old self talking. That's your old self talking about you. It's your new self has a happy place in the end of the day, and that's how it's developed. So if you're always finding something to always make you happy, just let it be at the moment, because in the end of the day, something good comes out of it. It's like saying, bad comes first in order for something good to happen. That's what I was always taught. Number 4 is spirituality. People always, when you start your spiritual awakening, talk about your mind, your mindset. Your mindset is going to be completely pure and more of a high vibrational state. So your mind is going to want you to be in a peace of mind. Being a positive state of mind. It's going to want you to stay grounded and stay pure with yourself. It's going to want you to meditate. It's going to want you to go outside. It's going to remind you of stuff beautiful. It's going to remind you of stuff that is happy, and at the end of the day, like, if you attract yourself, like, if you recharge, because you need a lot of recharges, like I said in my spiritual awakening, like, this has happened to me. I'm probably going to make another video about this, but I had to say that. But you're going to have to need a lot of recharges, and after you have a recharge with yourself and, like, meditating, because it like boosts your energy once you meditate, because your mind wants you to meditate. If you're going through a spiritual awakening, you're going to develop a lot of happiness, I swear. In the end of the day, if you meditate and then you wake up the next morning, you will feel so happy. Trust me. It's happened during my spiritual awakening. I've had days where I felt like the world was so against me. I felt like the world hated me. Felt like I couldn't get anything. But at the end of the day, the last couple hours, until the next day, I felt so happy with myself. I could literally just burst with that happiness. And that's the part I love about spirituality, is how happy you get in the end of the day. It feels like it's crazy to think about it. It's crazy. But anyways, I'm not gonna make this video as long as possible. I'll probably make a part 2 for sure, because there's more to it and I want to get more into it, but I don't make my videos as long. So yeah, I hope that helped you all. And that pretty sure happened to me. I mean, I kind of realize it now, like as I'm gone in my spiritual awakening. And then eventually, as you keep doing this for years and years, your third eye will open. It takes a long time for the third eye to open. It doesn't take, you know, like spiritual YouTubers say, like, it takes a while, I'm not gonna lie. It has to develop in a natural way, you know. But I hope you have a good day today. I hope you are staying positive with yourself. Peace.